You're officially in the incinerator. Welcome to Midday Mania, the live stream that we do here from time to time on YouTube. Shout out to everybody because this is a worldwide movement. I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes to get in. Give me just a second, everybody. My camera needs to be wiped down for a little bit here. All right, that look better. A lot better. Give everybody a couple minutes to get in here like we always do. Shout out to everybody because it's a worldwide movement. It is a couple minutes after 12 here. Sorry I'm a few minutes late, but as you come in, make sure you hit the likes button. Make sure you subscribe to all that good stuff. I'll give everybody a couple minutes to get up in here. So I'm going to keep this to 30 minutes because I'm going to do another stream at 1 o'clock about something we really need to talk about. I want to do a little bit more research on it. Yeah, we got Sidewalk Talking House. Yeah, we're a worldwide movement. Shout out to the international citizens of the Alerts on TV. All the people that's from outside of America, all the people that may be from outside of America that's now living here. Shout out to y'all. That's why we always say this is a worldwide movement, because self-defense and the right to self-defense and practicing whatever the laws are in your country is very, very important to keeping yourselves alive. So give everybody a couple minutes to get up in here. Like I said, it's a little after 12. I was out cutting grass and literally I just finished up and I said, shit, it's noon. Let me go ahead and get this started. So shout out to everybody. Also, we got over 800 wonderful pieces. Consider putting this on your playlist. If you need motivation for the gym, because I do it sometimes. Sometimes I go in the gym, put my headphones on, turn on my phone, turn on other people's channel, and listen while I'm exercising or what have you. If you want to use this to motivate you, or if you got a long road trip, you can't find nothing on the radio or what have you, consider putting us on your playlist. I think we have a lot of really good content here. I know it's nutritious, so it's not always what you want, but it's something the body always needs. It's like food and water. You can't live without food and water. Although you might not always want to drink water, you need it. I'm Uncle James. All right, what's going on? Kalen Tyson, Big Bat. Yeah, we got 11 wonderful people. Make sure y'all hit that likes button. Definitely, it's a little quick. I'm gonna try and do this and keep this from 30 minutes. Then we'll come back, like I said, around 1 o'clock Central Time. And I've had a chance to really get together and do some research about this other thing I want to talk about. My favorite hobby before I moved to Iowa was shooting pool. I don't always get to do it now. But going to Sports Palace, I used to enjoy that. That was very relaxing. Go and shoot some 8-ball. Go and shoot some 8-ball was the shit, you know. So, give everybody about another minute to pile up in here. You know what? The streaming, I just seen that a lot of people just liked doing the live stream, so I said, well, I'm gonna start streaming on top of videos. I know sometimes people want to give their input in real time, so if I'm not gonna be showing a firearm, I just go ahead on and stream it. It also gives me a chance to basically, like, we sitting face to face having these conversations. So I love live streaming with you guys and girls, definitely. Well, you know what? What is your YouTube channel? If you put it in, you can drop it in the live chat, or after the video is over, when it posts, you can drop it, and I'll put you out there. You know, I'll put you out there. Big Bat, okay. All right. Well, I tell you this: let me give you a couple words of encouragement before I get started. Whatever it is your channel is about, just put in the work. Just put in the work, and they're gonna come. They're gonna come. All you gotta do is put in the work. All you guys get into it. So if you guys and girls looked, okay. I posted on my community tab that I wanted to talk about rifles, pistols, and ARPs. Now I put ARPs up there, but I mean, I know technically ARPs and Dracos, Scorpions and stuff like that are considered pistols, but they're not the typical small hide in your pants pistols. That's why I put that there. Uh, what is your preference? Do you prefer to have rifles? Now I understand everybody's gonna have a pistol for self-defense, but I mean, what is your preference? Do you prefer when you go to the range to shoot rifles, to shoot your pistols, or do you like them machine pistols, as they used to call them back in the day, because they was pistols, but it was a little bit bigger and they can hold a lot more. For me, I'm going through a transition right now. I have more small pistols, of course, than anything. But I'm going through a transition of I'm starting to want to get more into rifles, especially long distance and boat action. I want to get more into that, shooting long distances, 100 yards or further. I took my Bushmaster 450 out, and wow, I enjoyed shooting it, especially because it was already dialed in, and it had been a while since I shot it. So I said, let me go out and take it and see if at 200 yards it's still, and that scope has held zero since I got it remounted. The last time I went deer hunting with it, I had a female deer probably 40 yards, gave me a broadside shot, and as I got ready to shoot, when I shot, I missed the first one. Well, it loosened. I didn't know the scope was kind of loose, and it rattled, so I wasn't able to get her. I had to take it back to the shop. I haven't had a chance to go out back hunting since, and but every time I take it out to the range at 200 yards, I'm hitting the target every time, every round at 200 yards. And I got a 6.5 Creedmoor. I haven't sighted it in yet, but I definitely would love to have me a couple more 500 plus yard firearms. I would definitely love to have that. So I want to get more into long distance shooting. So I'm just kind of going through that transition now. As far as shotguns, I don't shoot them unless I have to. I don't shoot them for fun. I just don't. Recoil because of that. So how about you? Because I know a lot of people, they're into that Draco ARP type thing. I've always loved grizzlies. Have always been my favorite animal. Probably why, unless it's life or death, I won't ever go hunting grizzly bear. I know people hunt black bears. Mac 90? Okay. You know what? Of all the AKs, that's the one that I would love to have. A Mac 90. They're very. You got to go to a gun show to get one, but I would definitely love to get my hands on it. I had a chance to shoot a couple of them back in the day. Boy, I love them. Oh, good. I'm glad that we make your life a happier place here. That's definitely. So, like I said, I just wanted to talk to everybody and find out, because like I said, everybody had a preference. Shout out to the president of Gun Freak Nation. I know T Electric for a long time. The ARP'S, Draco style, Scorpion style pistols was his thing. I don't think he, for a long time, even owned the rifle. Everything was just the 10-inch or shorter, Okay, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I'm glad she encouraged by your channel, Big Back. I'm definitely encouraged by that. I hope I can encourage more people to get out here and get legally armed, because that's the thing. You know what I mean? With the 75 round drum, I shot the Mac 90 with the 30 round, the 30 round on there. The only AK I've ever shot with a drum is mine. I didn't get the McKenna. Okay, all right, McKenna. We appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you spread the channel to other people. You know, they might like it here. But yeah, that Mac 90 definitely definitely is a beast. Uh, but yeah, I noticed like even with the 2011s and all that now, I'm noticing a lot of guys that have gotten their hands on 2011s. They've basically thank you, I appreciate that. Basically, excuse me, there's guys and girls that's into them 2011s now, and they won't buy nothing else. I mean, you see their lineup, and it's nothing but 2011s. I can understand after I actually got a chance to shoot a couple. How I was having that debate with myself the other day. You guys and girls know my new EDC is the Echelon, and I love my Echelon. I was debating myself, would it ever be possible that I would get so into a 2011 that I would actually make a 2011 my EDC? Yeah, man, I love my Echelon. I got the full size because it works better for my arm, but you know, Springfield, that's the first Springfield I've ever bought. For those of you who don't know, and I've been around some Springfield aficionados. Um, I've been on channels with guys who are Springfield aficionados, and everybody unanimously agrees that the Echelon is probably the best pistol Springfield ever made. I can't argue that because I don't know enough about it. Okay, your 2011 is for competition only, Mr. 5 7 by 28. Yeah, I can understand that, but I'm just saying after I got a chance to shoot one, a couple of them, P95. Okay, P95. I could easily see how guys get into them 2011s and don't carry nothing else for that. I mean, Black Rambo, I got the pleasure of being able to meet the guy in person. I thought he was that Atlas that he owns. That is his CDC. He brought it out there. He goes that is his preference. You know what I mean? And I can understand how people can get caught up in that. That you know the 2011s is gonna be the EDCs. They like the hammer firearms. I can understand it. You know, but it's just far as like I said, some people, for the people who, when I ask this question, it's for the people who love firearms or want to get into them and want to. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Nah. I haven't got that far yet. I haven't got that far yet. But like I said, I just know some people own a rifle, a shotgun, and 100 pistols. Some people own a shotgun, they own a rifle or two, um, and maybe a small, you know, a Glock 19, and maybe a Glock 21, and everything else is ARP. I know some people that'll tell you I don't buy nothing that ain't an ARP. I mean, even the street dudes. There's some dudes, like I said, you see them walking around with a damn ARP in their damn pants, and you just look at yourself and look at them and say, goodness, what is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? But it just, like I said, I'm getting more, and I just think it's just my journey into firearms and my growth over the years. I'm starting to get more into long distance shooting and wanting to learn my rifles a lot better. Um, like I said, that my answer to the question is Okay. Oh, no. Okay. I understand you have both. What's going on, Pause and Play and Andrew? I was just wondering what's your preference? Like, I own different types, but what is your preference? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, like I said, as far as my progress, I would see it and I'm just progressing into, um, the first long distance round I ever really thought about getting was a 6.5 Creedmoor. And I don't remember, I was watching a video some years back. Uh, One of these hunting videos. And I watched with a 6.5 Creedmoor, and they talked about it, and I researched it and researched it. I went to get a 6.5 Creedmoor to hunt here where I live, but in the part of the state that I live in, we can't use long neck because they say the ground is too flat and there's nothing to stop the bullet if you miss. So they allow straight wall cartridges, which is why I went with the 450 Bushmaster. Uh, if it wasn't a straight wall cartridge, I don't think I ever even would have bought that. And yeah, um, 30-06. I knew of a 30-06, but it like being from New Orleans, I remember the older country dudes would always talk about them 30-06s. That 30-06, that 30-06. I just didn't know a lot about it because I'm a city guy, and I came of age under Uzis, Max, Pumps, uh, Larson, Jimenez, all that shit. Yeah. You know what? Like I said, the rifle in the right setting, it serves as is a multi-purpose weapon. You know what I mean? You can eliminate a threat way down. You can put food on the table from way down. It's a lot you can do with a rifle. And sometimes, you know what? Okay. The 30-06 is the most versatile because of the grains, different grains. Okay. That's fair. Like I said, I learned a lot from you guys and girls. That's why I like to have these discussions with y'all. And like I said, I remember coming up, they would talk about the 30-06, and man, everybody, the older dudes would always say that, man, that 30-06, that's a bad boy. Man, get your 30-06, get your 30-06, man. You can't go wrong with that 30-06. Yeah, I understand that. I was like, okay. So, um, like I said, I can't say like over 500 yards, but the first what I consider long distance rifle that I bought was the Ruger American and 450 Bushmaster. Okay, 22 WMR. Yeah, you know what? I didn't know about a 7 millimeter until I used to work with these guys from Pearl River, Louisiana, and one of them was talking about a 7 millimeter, and a 300 Magnum. And I didn't know nothing about all that at the time. I'm gonna be honest with you. And boy, I argued him down that he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Because at the time, I had to be probably 18 years old. And at the time, I thought the AK-47 was just the baddest thing ever fucking known to man. I thought the 7.62 by 39. Let me just go ahead on and just have this honest conversation with y'all about firearms. Because I don't have no shame. I told you guys and girls, if you don't know, I'll tell you. The first gun I ever shot was a Larson 25. The little chrome, nickel plated, whatever you want to call it, little chrome 25 with the damn head triggers. First gun I ever shot. Coming up, I remember, yeah, coming up, coming up, as I remember the 38. What's going on, Candy Coach? I can't call it, man. Coming up, I remember the 38. The pump, the Uzi, stuff like that. And then the AK became the thing of the streets. And then when they started screaming Chopper City in New Orleans, I just thought that an AK was just the greatest thing on the planet. Then I actually started being around some of these white folk, some of these country white boys. And I would always talk about an AK as far as in a battle of close quarters and what have you. They started pointing out stuff. I already knew of a 30-30 and a 30-06. That was it. Any of these other long distance rounds, I had never heard of them. 6mm, 7mm. I had heard of a 308. 6.5, all that other shit. I ain't 300 Win mag. I ain't never heard none of that shit. I thought all that was bullshit. Then I moved here to Iowa, and this guy that used to work at the gun store I used to buy from. Me and him was having a talk one day, man. And he made a joke, and I thought it was funny. I didn't take it personal. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that particular gun right there. Give me just a minute. And we was having gun talk. He started showing me all this shit, and I was just looking at him like. And he started laughing. He said, "That's all right. You done moved up here by these white boys. We're gonna get you properly armed." And I started laughing. You know, I thought it was funny that we can sit down and have this conversation over something we both agreed about. And that's why I like doing this. This is why I say it's a worldwide movement. Because all of us from different walks of life, we don't even all have the same political views, can sit down and agree on something that we actually like. And it opened my eyes to a whole lot of other different ranges of firearms. The 338 LaPower, the 6.8 Western, the 6.5 Creedmoor. I had never heard of none of this shit. I started researching this shit and I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But since you mentioned the street sweeper, boy, that is like up here as far as the firearm, if I could ever get my hands on one. If I could ever get my hands on one, I think I'd go broke buying it. The only time I've actually seen them shot twice in my life. Back when they used to let us shoot for New Year's in New Orleans. I remember being in the Magnolia Project, and the guy pulled up, and okay, and he got out, popped his trunk, riding in the clean ass Benz, pop his trunk, grab that sweep out there, do. Put it back in the car and he left. And I saw one other time a street sweeper was fired. By the time I was old enough to buy one, they had already banned them. So finding one for sale was already impossible. I made 18 in 97. They started banning them, they stopped making them, and they had already started putting a ban on them. Because they were saying that it was menacing and it was a destructive device. So, yeah, if you ever find a numbers matching authentic street sweeper, I don't think probably you can get one less than $3,000, $4,000, $6,000. Some of them might be going even more than that. That's just how much of a needle in the haystack that gun is. It's like the automatic Thompson. It's almost impossible to get. My man used to have one. The most armed guy in the world. I forget his name. You guys know what I'm talking about. He got that YouTube channel out there in Colorado where literally his house looked like a fucking gun museum. He had one. But yeah, that was the king of the street there, boy. When that street sweeper came out, yeah, It was like the Tech 9 with the shroud around it. Never heard of him? Uh, YouTube this. I'm gonna stop this video in a couple minutes because I'm gonna come back at 1 o'clock and do another live stream. Dragon Man, okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember his name, but I've seen him several times. The most armed man he called himself the most armed man in America. And that dude, man, that dude got stuff. Whoever inherits his collection is going to inherit a literal a fortune. That's just how rare. His gun collection reminds me of Jay Leno's car collection. That's just how rare of stuff he has. And but nevertheless, like I said, just my evolution to firearms, I think I'm just getting more to the stage now where I like that long distance shooting. It's when what really makes it worth it, when you long distance shooting and your gun is zeroed in and your scope is set in, is at zero and it hits every time, man. That is a satisfying feeling right there. You know what I mean? I'm still working on my mechanics. I'm still getting used to shooting in the scope, not because I can't see, but getting it set up where I can raise up, look in the scope, and pull. I'm still working on that. This is why I have these discussions with y'all, because some of y'all can give me tips. Some of y'all may be going through the same things, or eventually may go through that, where you want to get into shooting with an optic and things like that. Yeah, it takes a lot of training. Takes some money too, buying ammo. But if you're willing to put in the work, it's very rewarding. I mean, to go out, and for those of you who haven't tried it, try it. Go out to a range with somebody that has a long distance rifle that at 100, 200, 300, whatever yards, anything past 100 yards, and shoot their gun. If it's zeroed in, you start hitting that target, it's going to encourage you to want to get your own and do it yourself. And for hunters, definitely, that's something you got to get used to. That's why I say I have to work on this stuff, and I'm still having a journey, It took a while to get out of the city mind frame of what I see only being the greatest thing. I remember the M16 before the AR. And we always looked at it as a military rifle. You remember the old, I think it's Colt, that made the old M16 with the carry handle on the top? Somebody in the comment section correct me if I'm wrong. But I remember before the rise of the AR, the M16 was seen like, guys would see M16s and damn near have heart attacks if you had one out on the street. Colt, okay. Yep. And then I saw the rise of the AR-15. So, yeah, man, I remember once before, back in the early 90s, I remember them breaking into one of them military trains and a bunch of guys getting their hands on some of them. Why a fucking military train would sit where the hell it was sitting at is beyond me, but yeah, I remember that. They broke that fucking sidecar and got up in there, and goddamn M16s was everywhere. Shit. But with that being said, everybody, I'm gonna go ahead on and get out of here. This has been another episode of Midday Mania. I'm gonna come back around 1 o'clock. Yep. That's what made me wonder why in the hell would they leave that motherfucker there. And but I appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you hit the likes button. I'm gonna do a little bit more research about this particular topic. We're gonna come back around 1 o'clock. We're gonna talk about. I want you guys to go and look up this video of this shooting in Kansas City in the gas station, where this one guy, he killed these two brothers, They charged him with the murder of one brother, but not the other one. We're gonna have a talk about that. I think that's something that we need to cover, and I want to do it in its own separate live stream. I don't want to conflate it into this. So give me about 30 minutes or so, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about it. So make sure your notification is turned on, because you're gonna get a notification around 1 o'clock. It's 12:36. Yeah, in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, be looking for me to be back on. Hit me in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this particular topic. Until next time, stay safe, stay armed, stay on high alert. This has been another episode of MidDay Mania. We out.